8-year assault on your Second Amendment freedoms has come to a crashing end. I like taking the guns early. Take the guns first, go through due process second.
Well, I say go fuck yourself. Then ask a question, could I kill a man? I would enjoy myself. You can't disguise evil eyes that burn a hole in my head. This devil man and his master plan. We feel so misled, so I say, rise up, take all back. Rise up, take it all back. Rise up. Hope you all understand. We got to take it all back again.
These people are not going to take it any longer. We will never give up. We will never concede. Our country has had enough. We will not take it anymore. But you have to go home now. We have to have peace. So go home. We love you. You're very special. But go home and go home in peace. The demonstrators who infiltrated the Capitol have defiled the seat of American democracy. You do not represent our country. And to those who broke the law, you will pay.
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? I'm a little bit to the side today. It is Friday, and I broke a chair. Oh, man. It's been a minute since I broke a chair. But apparently, I am not thin enough to not break a chair. I was trying to set everything up last second because I was like, oh, crap, today's Friday. And usually on Friday, I like to do a little bit of coin show and tell. I don't even know if I can do this right now. So give me a second while I fiddle with this, because I did not set this up ahead of time. Let's see. We turn this on. Oh, look. Wow. And I did that. While the intro was going. That's cool. All right. Ooh, yes. Look at that. And I like this angle better too. Well, no, we got a little bit of extra light right there, though. If I could just bring that back. Does this? Yeah. Okay. That right there is my first stimulus payment. Well, that and a little bit. The rest of this, it wasn't the whole stimulus. This was part of the stimulus. The rest of it went to paying credit card bills. But thank you, Daddy Government, for getting me my first ever piece of gold. And it's a proof. I think I've shown it, but we didn't really go over it too much. This is a 1/2 ounce. I'm going to take it out of the capsule even for you guys, because this is something I bought off of eBay. So maybe I can. I hope everybody's Friday is going well. See who all we got in here. We have Ty Fisher. What's up, Ty? Broken Patriot. How you doing? Daniel Oldfield. Hey, morning, afternoon, and evening. Yeah, for those who are coming in later. Okay, I took it out, but I haven't touched it. Oh, look at that. The scratches on the plastic really dull the coin. So that's why I kind of wanted to take it out. I mean, it's a mirror-like finish, as you can tell, but isn't that pretty? 1/2 ounce. 1/2 ounce right now. Gold and silver keep going down, and I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, you can't buy. I haven't gone to my local coin guy, but I can guarantee you, I can't get any silver or gold for the price that spot is right now. Let me turn this over and show you the other side. There we go. Look at that. Isn't she pretty? All right. We'll just leave her right there for right now. Okay. What's up, Broken Patriot? How you doing? Beautiful coin. Thank you, Ty. You guys worked on part of my first stimulus. You guys worked on... Oh, yeah. That was with your computer. And your... Forget. Was it the hard... No, it wasn't a hard drive because somebody bought that for you.
It was the RAM.
Was it the RAM?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I fell in here. What's up, Mr. TV9? How you doing? I'm just showing off a little gold. Just a 1/2 ounce, nothing big. I do have the full... Well, it's not a full ounce, I guess. We have other ones that aren't proofs. Right? Here's another one. This one's a 1/4 ounce, though. This one here is a 1/2 ounce. 2006. I also like to save any 2008 coins I have because that was the year me and Riddle got married. And so I do have a silver eagle that is 2008. Also, what is really cool is the 2008 quarter. You remember the state quarters? The 2008 state quarter, one of them is Arizona. Now, me and Riddle Girl, we did not get married in Arizona. We got married in Wisconsin. However, you know, being from Arizona, I might actually use that Arizona 90% silver coin, proof coin, to make a ring out of. I might. I haven't decided. Okay. Chair's all messed up. I got to be careful, or I might biff it.
Don't biff it.
Hard drive and RAM. It's still running great, by the way. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome, bro. You're welcome. People helping people out, man. That's what it's all about. And help anybody out, right? I don't think that illegal immigration is good for our country. But I will help somebody who needs help, whether they're in this country legally or not. Because at the end of the day, we're all human beings. Right? I don't care what religion you are. I don't care what you believe in. I don't care if you're gay or straight. If you need help and I'm there and I'm able to help you, and I know you need help, I'll help you. And I hope that that's a lot of your guys' attitudes. We can disagree on certain things. I disagree with illegal immigration 100%, but at the same time, they're still people. They're still humans, right? You still need to treat them with respect. They still have an inalienable God-given right, whether they're in a country that recognizes that or not. All right. You didn't even realize it was Friday, Broken Patriot? That's not good. It's not good. I've had that. Yeah, and you know I've had that a few times. Real girl, cough, cough, elbow cough. Okay. Here we go. So, look at this. The thing that happened, and I'm gonna walk through eggshells tonight. And the main reason is because tonight I did title this with the R word, this R word right here. So in the title of this video, this R word appears. So I'm already probably on a list for YouTube to come and manually review my channel. So let's be extra careful today. Do not want to get in trouble. What's up, Pre-Dawn? How are you doing? I reposted my heating a few months ago. The old paste was nasty. Oh my goodness. Are you telling me you have now replaced your thermal paste again? You do know that thermal paste is a one and done. You don't ever have to replace that again. You just do it once. I have never replaced my thermal paste, and my computer is a couple years old. It works fine. Works fine. Smug leftist media seems to relish in the double standard after an Obama-appointed D.C. District Court judge refused to free one of the prominent U.S. Capitol vandals pending his next hearing in May. I'm guessing this guy. Boom! Here it is. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Here it is. Richard Barnett, alleged U.S. Capitol... My goodness, would you stop doing that? Who put his feet on Nancy Pelosi's desk, screamed at the judge and attorneys in his D.C. court hearing this morning. Okay, so he screamed boom? Did he scream boom? I don't know if that's what it's talking about. Okay. The case against Richard Barnett, who was photographed with his feet on House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's desk and later took an envelope and left her a note, is stronger than most. During the Senate trial against President Trump, House impeachment managers dropped a bombshell by alleging that Barnett was wielding a stun gun. But investigators have been frustrated over the fact that Barnett appeared to have gotten rid of much of the evidence that might be used against him, including his cell phone. Uh-oh. Did he Hillary Clinton that? Did he wipe it? Investigators have been frustrated over the fact that Barnett appeared to have gotten rid of much of the evidence that might be used against him, including his cell phone. Barnett initially turned himself into Arkansas authorities 2 days after the thing that happened there on January 8th. Following the January 15th hearing, the judge ruled that Barnett could be released on $5,000 bond and allowed to remain under house arrest. But D.C. prosecutor instead rushed to have his case immediately transferred back to the nation's capital, where he has remained in custody since January 20th. During a virtual hearing Thursday, Judge Christopher Cooper ruled that Barnett would remain there for at least another month, prompting an outburst from the defendant. Everybody else who did things much worse are already home, Barnett said. I've been here for a month. They're going to set it for another month, and everybody else is getting out. His attorney, Joseph McBride, later put the situation into context, noting that the decision to hold him seemed to fly in the face of normal courtroom convention and the Sixth Amendment right to a speedy public trial by an impartial jury. Mr. Barnett's frustration stems from the fact that he has been incarcerated pre-trial despite lacking any criminal history. He's never been in criminal problems. Being gainfully employed, respected in his community, and a stable relationship for over 20 years. McBride said in a statement to NBC News, normality, facts like these are more than enough for an individual to fight their case from the outside, not necessarily having to be in jail. Barnett is not the only isolated case when it comes to the partisan fervor which the federal authorities have doggedly pursued the pro-Trump demonstrators. Among them were participants who posted little public threat and who were demonstrating non-violently at the Capitol, including a 62-year-old woman and her 70-year-old husband, who were deemed domestic terrorists due to their affiliation with the veterans group, the Oath Keepers. You know, the ones who take an oath to uphold and defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and actually keep their oath. On the other end of the spectrum is an 18-year-old Bruno Kua of Georgia who attended the rally with his parents. He was indicted on 12 federal charges and has remained in custody since February 5th. District Court Judge Randy Moss decided this week to keep him detained for another 2 months until his May hearing, with federal prosecutors claiming it would be dangerous to do otherwise. This is a small sample of public social media posts on the platform Parler by the defendant in the case. A full picture of who this defendant really is: a radicalized man with violent tendencies and no remorse for his participation in the violent thing that happened at the U.S. Capitol. They wrote. They offered as further incriminating evidence the fact that Kua had publicly expressed doubt about the outcome of the 2020 election, which 100% YouTube, if you're watching this, 100% Joe Biden won that fair and square. I absolutely don't think that anything shady happened whatsoever. They offered as further incriminating evidence the fact, I already read that, the defendant has espoused this belief, I already read that too. In spite of the draconian inquisition, radical representative Jackson Lee from Texas tweeted that there hadn't been nearly enough arrests, suggesting that all 40,000 of the pro-Trump demonstrators estimated to be in attendance should now be held to account. So if you even went to show support for the person that you liked at the time, you're gonna be on that list. Sheila Jackson Lee says in her tweets, quarter testimony today on the Hill evidences that the Portland protest, 1,000 people were arrested. People protesting against the violence that was evidenced in the George Floyd murder. People wanting good things to happen in Washington, D.C. on the January 6th. Where is it? 2 out of 4 alleged that 40,000 protesters were in D.C. with the mindset to overturn a legitimate election and to kill the speaker and the vice president and members of Congress. Well, that's a conspiracy theory I do not espouse to. I don't think they were trying to kill anybody. Only 300 persons have now been arrested and are being prosecuted. What kind of justice is that? Whether mercy is warranted for the actions of those that went on the January 6th protest, the double standard is undeniable. The uprising followed, and was in many ways a direct response to months of violent leftist get-togethers in cities nationwide, including Washington, D.C. Moreover, the same leaders who now call for a brutal crackdown have previously endorsed the getting together when it advanced their political agenda. During the Trump-era backlash over the detention of migrant children, a practice that President Joe Biden has now resurrected with far less resistance than House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi, I don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country. Trump's impeachment lawyers powerfully used the words of many leftist leaders against them when successfully arguing for his acquittal during last month's Senate trial. Meanwhile, it comes to holding violent leftist get-togethers accountable, federal prosecutors have taken the opposite approach from the MAGA protesters, quietly dismissing with prejudice dozens of cases in Portland, Oregon alone. For months, I've been tracking dozens of federal cases stemmed from last summer's protests in downtown Portland. So far, 34 of 90 cases have been quietly dismissed by the U.S. Department of Justice, including both misdemeanor and felony charges. Wow. Nor does the fact that one of them happened during broad daylight at the U.S. Capitol offer a reasonable explanation for the persecution and enhanced legal attacks on conservatives. Because I think one does fit their narrative and one scares the shit out of them. And the one that they think was coming after them personally is the one that scares the shit out of them. During the 2018 confirmation hearings for the Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh, dangerous paid activists aggressively cornered and confronted Senator Jeff Flake of Arizona in an elevator, and they got him to change his vote. Rather than sic the Justice Department on them, Flake credited them with helping influence his decision to broker a compromise with his Democratic colleagues on the Judiciary Committee. Why is that okay? Why can those people go up to a Republican, corner him in an elevator, and berate him how they did? If you guys remember seeing this, berate him in public and in a threatening manner, I might add, and then he takes that and changes his mind? Can you do that to somebody on the other side? I don't think so. Among those previously arrested but not charged for protesting inside the Capitol was current Senator Ralph Warnock from Georgia, who led prayer group into the rotunda to protest healthcare cuts in 2017. Democrats have deflected from the disparity in arraignment by attempting to introduce the canard of race into the issue, maintaining that their social justice cause was more justifiable grounds for breaking the law. Oh, because we're doing it for social justice. However, reports surfaced recently that in 2007 interview with David Letterman, then U.S. Senator Joe Biden also boasted about having been arrested at the Capitol when he was 21. And the re-education is complete. For a time being, the long tradition of demonstrating at the Capitol grounds protected under the First Amendment has been suspended, and those tasked with upholding equal justice for all have been regulated to the role of Democratic Party concierge. Should Republicans regain power in the future, the left may come to rue its totalitarianism suppression efforts. I can't say that word. For now, though, it appears to be succeeding in its mission to re-educate and break the will of the unstructured deplorables like the Cohen family. Since Bruno has been arrested, everything for us has changed, said his mother, Elise, who, along with her husband Joseph, had been threatened with the possibility of charges that would force the family's two younger children into foster care. They're going to charge the parents too? Ruthless. We just hope for mercy, she continued. We just want our family together. I don't even want to hear the word politics. Bruno feels the same way, or we are completely broken. Well, guess what? We are completely broken as a nation, too. Completely. All right, I haven't touched on chat for a little bit, so let me get on to that. Repasted. The first time it didn't cover good. Temp's much cooler now. Okay, well, that's good. You really shouldn't do that. I would leave it. I just blew coffee out my nose. The Hillary comment. Nice. I know, right? We should do a podcast. Call it Big Words and the Stutterer. I can't do big words, bro. Darf. Lots of darfing. Did I not say darf? Did I actually use the
No, you said
the F word? Okay. I'm shocked that if you watched it on TV, you are responsible. Really? If I watched it on TV, now I'm in trouble? A coworker asked me, when am I going to climb the Capitol because I voted for Trump? And they're so lame. They think that if you vote here, they are so red team versus blue team. They are so this side and this is your side, right? That they think that if you vote for somebody, you automatically are like a MAGA hat wearing Trump supporter. You got the bobbleheads. You got the troll dolls with Trump's face and the hair. You got all that stuff, right? You're a Trump supporter. No, I was given a choice between two people. And for a long time, I grew up believing that it was the choice of the lesser of two evils, right? I still vote, even though there's plenty of evidence out there that my vote doesn't really matter much, right? And then what happened on the 6th, or on the, what was it, the 20th? In November. What happened in November? You know, kind of shows that, yeah, I was probably right all those years, right? Probably didn't matter. Does it? I don't know. I know that I don't like the two-party system. I think that it's archaic, and it's definitely designed to keep us all in line, keep us with the illusion of choice. Illusions aren't held responsible. That's called being strong-arming. That's called strong arming. Oh, strong arming. BP, I know they regret voting for Biden. They feel stupid now. I know a few people are regretting it because they were saying how he was going to do all these things, and he is not. He has not done a lot of that stuff. You should tell your coworker after Biden answers press questions. Aren't held responsible. We try to warn them. Exactly. Claps, go stinger. I watched it on live stream. The person hasn't been online since. Ooh. Yeah, and he's probably in jail. He's probably in jail. All right, we are going to get... Actually, this is more of the same thing. I don't know if we're going to read this whole story, but Swalwell is now suing Trump and Giuliani over the roles and, what happened on the 6th. Eric Swalwell, who has his own issues in hand, has filed a lawsuit against former President Donald Trump. And this is going to happen a lot. You wait. They might not be able to put him physically in jail, but they are going to ruin him financially if they can and just keep bringing lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit against him. In the 65-page complaint filed in federal court in Washington on Friday, Swalwell accuses Trump and his eldest son and former Trump lawyer Giuliani for inciting a bad thing that happened and violating a number of federal laws and D.C. laws. Each of the defendants spoke at the Stop the You-Know-What rally hosted by Swalwell, or hosted in D.C. And Swalwell argued that the rally is what led to the breaching of the U.S. Capitol building. Okay. The horrific events of January 6th was a direct and foreseeable consequence of the defendants' unlawful actions, the complaint states. As such, the defendants are responsible for the injury and destruction that followed. The lawsuit seeks unspecified money damages and asks the court to require Trump and his allies to provide at least a week's notice before holding any future rally in D.C. related to an election. Swalwell's complaints claims Trump and his allies violated federal civil rights law by conspiring to prevent lawmakers and former Vice President Mike Pence from certifying President Biden's election win. The lawsuit also alleges that Brooks conspired with other defendants to undermine the election result by alleging without evidence that the election had been darfed and by pursuing elected officials, courts, and ultimately Congress to reject the results. Brooks dismissed Swalwell's lawsuit as frivolous partisan hit job. Really? So the case has already been dismissed. Under no circumstances will Swalwell or any other socialist group stop me from fighting for America, Brooks said in a statement. Trump's senior advisor Jason Miller blasted Swalwell as a lowlife with no credibility. Now, after failing miserably with 2 impeachment hoaxes, Swalwell is attacking our greatest president with yet another witch hunt, Miller said in a statement. It's a disgrace that a compromised member of Congress like Swalwell still sits on the House Intelligence Committee. Whose stream? What stream? Huh? I'm streaming? It was a female friend of mine on Facebook. I know a channel that had streams from random people. Yeah, there was a lot of people streaming other people's streams. I don't think I did it that day. I've done it before. Did it for the protest in Portland, I believe, right? The Chaz, a Riddle Stinger, and Chatola? What's up, Ralph Mal? How you doing? California school suspends baseball players for posing in pictures without mask. So the next few stories are going to be about the sniffles. Got to remind myself to use that word. For a district that claims to care about mental health of its students, this decision is in direct opposition of that claim. For one, they have the arrowhead on here, which is or was the Kansas City Chiefs logo. So I don't know if they call themselves the Chiefs or not, but if they do, then they should be ridiculed for that because that's appropriation of some sort or another. A California public high school suspended its entire baseball team over a picture of the team's players not wearing masks. A photo of Jonesboro High School 8 senior baseball players was posted on the baseball team's Facebook page. Burbank Unified School District officials saw the pictures online and decided to punish the boys for violating Sniffle 19 safety protocols by not wearing their mask in the picture, according to the Los Angeles Daily News. Officials suspended the entire varsity baseball team from organized practice and condition drills for 1 week and suspended the 8 seniors featured in the picture for 2 weeks. The suspension will delay a return to baseball for the players who already lost an entire season last year after California halted all schools' athletics last March. The district and board members decided, or they tried, to cancel the whole varsity season as a result of the pictures. Senior Rory Frederick said, but our athletic director and coach fought for us, and they compromised on a 2-week suspension instead. That was the compromise. Superintendent Matt Hill called the picture a health order violation while defending the district's decision to punish the boys. In addition to the lack of masks, he noted that there was no social distancing and a mixing of families, according to a statement. Yeah, they're not all living in the same house. I've decided to delay the return of athletic conditioning for the JBHS baseball team by 1 week so that the team can review health guidelines and safety protocols, Hill said. I look forward to the team beginning conditioning on Monday safely. Because the mask will keep you safe. The parents of the players slammed Hill and the other school district officials for overstepping their authority. For Matt Hill to discipline a team of players based on individual offenses separate from any team activity is unprecedented and egregious abuse of the district's power in order to prove a point, said Brian Nichols, whose son was in the photo. For a district that claims to care about the mental health of its students, this decision is in direct opposition of that claim, he added. Well, you know what? You get what you vote for. And I hate to say it, there's plenty of people in California that don't vote for that. And unfortunately for you, that, as I said, I don't know how much that even matters anymore, to be honest. Maybe it's been darfed all these years over there, for all I know. Sniffle, sniffle, yeah. No mask, FFS. They sound like upstanding leaders of the community. Yeah, for sure. Wow, that's just ridiculous. It is. Moron Biden says that not wearing a mask is for Neanderthal. Well, they took photos. You remember the photos that Biden and his family took right after they got, sworn in? I have it in the opening, not wearing masks. They weren't social distancing, and they were mixing too, I believe. Right? Not a damn one of them. You see that our governor lifted the restrictions on store occupancy? I don't. No. You want to see how much I care? First of all, any order regulating businesses to do a damn thing is against the Constitution, in my opinion. If you're, I know your governor rocks. My governor rocks? What? I don't think so. Arizona might be better than a lot of states, but our governor is shit. Unless you're talking about Cuomo here. Cuomo. Now, this is a piece of work. We got 3 stories on Cuomo tonight. It was Andrew Cuomo's Emmy-winning performance, daily televised sniffle briefings in which the New York governor projected competence and compassion, helping to calm a nervous nation. Now, many Americans who have positive impressions of Cuomo were formed during the height of the pandemic are getting a close-up and a very different governor, once one accused of underreporting the Sniffle 19 deaths in nursing homes, sexual harassing female staffers, and bullying colleagues. To New Yorkers who have watched the Democrat for years, however, the allegations are consistent with how Cuomo maintains his tight grip on power. The same forceful, micromanaging, even adversarial style that appeared to serve him well in the pandemic, they say could lead to his undoing. The national audience who looked to him for guidance and comfort in the past year don't want to see someone they respect fall from grace, said Forum University political scientist Christina Gear. But there are a lot of New Yorkers who have known Cuomo and his behavior who are saying it's time for his comeuppance. The three-term governor, 63, said Wednesday that he would not resign and urged those demanding his departure to await the results of an independent investigation into the harassment allegations overseen by Democratic State Attorney General Letitia James. Cuomo apologized for making women uncomfortable, but denied touching anyone inappropriately. He said he regularly greets people with a hug and a kiss, a habit acquired from his late father, former Governor Mario Cuomo. It's in the family, apparently. I understand sensitivities have changed. Behavior has changed, Cuomo said. I get it, and I'm going to learn from it. You're 63 years old. Former aide Lindsey Boylan, 36, accused Cuomo of persistent harassment, including kissing her without consent and suggesting a game of strip poker aboard his state-owned jet. Another former aide, Charlotte Bennett, said Cuomo asked her if she had ever had sex with an older man and said he was fine dating anyone above the age of 22. That he was fine dating anybody the age of 22. A third woman, not employed by the state, told the New York Times that Cuomo put his hands on her face and asked if he could kiss her just moments after they met at a 2019 wedding. Cuomo's administration is also under federal investigation after underreported the deaths in nursing homes following his decision to open those facilities to recovering Sniffle 19 patients. The state, 4 months, declined to say how many nursing home patients had died after being transferred to those hospitals, even reportedly editing the number out of a report released in July. State health officials said the statistics was withheld because of questions about its accuracy. Assemblymember Ron Kim, a Democrat who blasted Cuomo over those deaths, said that Cuomo called and threatened to destroy him if he didn't retract his criticism. Cuomo, who has denied saying those words, has also defended the state's record on nursing home deaths, though he said it should have moved faster to release the data. But the threatening language sounded familiar to Republican Rob Astanio, who challenged Cuomo in 2014. Cuomo's campaign obtained digitally altered and used a family photo of this person and his 11-year-old son at a Miami Dolphin football game in an attack to question their loyalty to New York. Really? Digitally altered? He has screamed at me, cursed at me, threatened me. It's a pattern of behavior with him. It's the worst kept secret in New York, he said. On a good day, he's a bully. On a bad day, he's what you're seeing now. Cuomo refused to even say hello to his 2014 primary opponent when she approached him at a parade, later joking he didn't see her in 2018. He's a dick. He's a dick. What's up, Quantum? Got a fan emote. That's kind of cool. That shows up real nice. All right. Liberals here are going crazy. What, in Phoenix? Why? That they lifted the store occupant. What stores have been affected, Broken Patriot? I have never gone into a store in Arizona that said you couldn't go in because the occupancy was maxed out. Now, there's a few stores, Trader Joe's is one of them, that is doing that on their own, right? They have like somebody outside counting how many people go. That's something they're doing. But many a time, just go to Walmart. There ain't no occupancy in Walmart. That place is packed. We are talking about the mask mandate lift. Yeah. The liberals are going crazy. Very Italian, I think. How many liberals do you know, Broken Patriot? I heard some be on the radio, but me mask. Oh, what will I do? 0, but the news Facebook pages are going crazy. Okay. Me and liberals don't get along. Fauci said it, and the world forgot. Fauci said it, and the world forgot. You talking about how masks don't work? Yeah. Mask. Well, no, he came back, and he said, well, it was because I wanted to make sure that the healthcare workers got what they needed. So he didn't lie. He didn't say that. He was lying. He wasn't misrepresenting it. He was lying on purpose so that you wouldn't get something that would protect you, so that healthcare workers could get something that protected them first. Yeah. Cuomo accuser says governor harped on past assault. You were that word. Cuomo accuser speaks out in her first televised interview. Charlotte Barnett, a former aide to Governor Cuomo, speaks with Nora O'Donnell about her allegations of sexual harassment against the governor, providing the most detailed account yet from one of their accusers. Charlotte Burnett, a former aide of Cuomo, blasted the governor for refusing to apologize to her after she accused him of sexual harassment. It's not an apology. It's not an issue of my feelings. It's an issue of his actions, she said to CBS Evening News on Thursday. The fact is that he was sexually harassing me, and he has not apologized for sexually harassing me, and he can't even use my name. Burnett referenced a press conference in which Cuomo addressed the 3 allegations of sexual harassment leveled against him, but refused to admit any wrongdoing. I now understand that I acted in a way that made people feel uncomfortable. It was unintentional. I truly and deeply apologize for it, he said. Bennett alleged Cuomo quizzed her about her sex life and asked whether she'd be open to a relationship with an older man. He also reportedly asked her history as a sexual assault survivor. So get this. She's a survivor, right? She's had that happen to her before. And this guy, and I've seen this happen in other streaming platforms and other things, where somebody starts asking the person who was sexually assaulted, so what was it like? Did you like it at all? You know, when you get really sexually assaulted, you know, the one that goes a little too far, the R word, and then somebody's asking you, well, yeah, I know it was bad. I know it was bad, but did you still like it? That's creepy shit. So he goes, you were and abused and assaulted. Yeah. During another instance, Bennett said Cuomo called her into his office, asked to turn off the tape recorder she was using to take dictation, and said he was lonely and looking for a girlfriend. He asked if I had trouble enjoying being with someone because of my trauma. Bennett said the governor asked if I was sensitive to intimacy. Abusing somebody who's already been abused. There's a special place for that. I mean, it's already a special place for abusers, right? But then you go out of your way and you know that person's been abused and you take advantage of them again because you know they've been taken advantage of once. Maybe you'll be able to take advantage of them yourself. That's just messed up. Hey, we are following what the professional said. Auto key card got rated. Ooh, did it? Interesting. You got a link? They were all creepers because power corrupts. He does have a link. Hold on. Wow. Oh boy. All right, hold on. Irish raid the worst. Just gives me goosebumps when I hear it. Just a video so far. Not sure that. Yeah, this guy here. This guy, CRS Firearms. He's trying real hard and he's doing really good becoming a gun YouTuber. Okay. And the best way to be a gun YouTuber is always have controversy. Always. Something's going on. You got to watch. You got to pay attention. If you bought this, you're in trouble. But you can buy this. For a long time watching his channel, he was talking about how this one guy was selling wall hangers, right? Coat hangers. They were selling coat hangers. And if you bought that, you're dumb for buying that because you shouldn't buy that. By the way, this episode is brought to you by AutoKeyCard.com. Go get your auto key cards here. It's 100% fine. You know, on the same fucking video as he's bullshitting about wall hangers, right? Not only that, but he likes to talk about any kind of YouTube drama that's going on. When the whole thing between Yankee Marshall and Mr. Guns and Gear was happening, he was making videos on it. And he tags them in his, well, he puts them in his tags, right? And he does that also to get more views. So here's his tags right here. Let's see, auto key card. What is an auto key card? Okay, well, he doesn't have anybody in here, but some of his tags do.
Will happen, so I'll wait for a second while you give me your I told you souls. I honestly, legitimately never believed that somebody could get arrested for having a drawing. If I were to draw a machine gun on that board, it looks like under current law, or how the law is currently being enforced, I would be arrested for manufacturing a machine gun by drawing a picture of one on that board.
You drew
right
a
there.
picture, huh?
So what am I talking about? What's going on? What's happening here? All right, so the person that manufactures and distributes and sells the auto key card, which would be Justin S. Irvin, he was born in 7/2/1980, got picked up Tuesday. Now, we don't actually know why, because the indictment is still sealed. Who knows when that'll be opened and they'll actually give the details out. So that's still a mystery. Usually the easiest answer is the correct answer, which would be the auto key card. Yes, there are other possibilities. Maybe he had some sort of drug charge, or maybe he manufactured some machine guns. Who knows? But again, the easiest answer is usually the correct answer. Therefore, he probably got picked up for his auto key card. Now, his website and everything's still up, which makes no sense at all. And his phone still rings, which makes no sense at all. The only reason I know about this is because we talk almost on a daily basis. You know, what's going on, you know, how are things going? Because he's actually got a hell of a story. He moved to Florida, had a professional construction company going. Florida changed a bunch of rules and regulations, which made it almost impossible for him to conduct business. He sold off his equipment, borrowed a whole crap ton of money, produced the auto key card, and then started slowly rebuilding his life back. And just like that, the ATF came and just knocked down his whole house of cards. From what I understand, they arrested his entire family. Ooh. So even if he gets these charges dropped, which it's a 50-50 shot if they can get him to stick or not, chances are they'll probably try to get him to plea bargain out so they can get the charges to stick, and then he'll get almost nothing out of it. But either which way, they seized all of his assets, so he's got to get a public defender and try to fight this thing. But yeah, the only reason I knew about it is because I hadn't heard from him in a while. Like, what the hell's going on? So I finally tracked somebody down. I'm like, hey, why can I not get a hold of this guy? Is he in the hospital or something? What the hell happened? They're like, yeah, Tuesday the ATF showed up, arrested him,
to get one of these.
his whole entire family, seized all of his assets, so he didn't know your number. And he can't put a retainer on an attorney because they froze all of his bank accounts, so that's why he hasn't got a hold of you yet. Otherwise, yeah, his lawyer would have totally got a hold of you. But he hasn't got one yet, and he's going to have to get a public defender. So what exactly does this all mean? What they have to prove is intent, that he intended for people to cut out the auto key card and make lightning links. Which, I got to admit, I would not want to be the prosecution. That would be a very, very, very hard thing to put. Because if you've ever been on his website, there's no instructions, there's no keywords, nothing. It's just the auto key card with a price.
Yep.
And all it is a drawing on a piece of metal. That's about the same legality as a picture on the internet, or if you were to draw on that whiteboard right there what an auto key card looks like. It's far easier to drill a third hole in an AR-15 receiver and make that a machine gun over trying to cut out that piece of metal. Because it's nothing. It's a novelty. It's just a talking piece. Exactly. There's like literally no work done for you. So, they have to prove intent.
There were some that had more work done to them than others.
They did it to Polymer 80. So, we'll have to see how that's going to unfold and how that's going to go from there.
Expect a visit.
Now, the lawyer I was talking to about if it's even possible for them to prove intent, he said what their argument will probably be based around is the fact that he had mail-in order. If it was just a novelty, there would be no reason for mail-in order. But then he said his defense will argue back, dude, it's just a different form to buy things. Who cares whether you buy it with cash or a credit card? But then he said the prosecution will fire back, well, I did my YouTube videos talking about an FBI watch list. Therefore, it gives intent that people wanted to be off the record, and there should be no reason to be off the record if it's just a novelty. So again, we'll have to see how the court case proceeds, if that's even him that got busted. Again, I talked to somebody that said he was arrested, and I did find a record of some ATF action in the area, but that's all I can find because everything's still sealed. So what is that? Oh, I did have somebody talk to the GOA to see if they will defend him. We'll have to see if the GOA takes this on or not. I would really hope they would, because they're literally charging somebody with if that's what he got arrested for. They're literally charging somebody for manufacturing a machine gun by simply having a drawing. So if they can
He
charge
needs to
him
be
for that,
a bump in
oh
the
my
desert.
god, like I don't think there's any American that
A
is
bump
safe.
in the
They could
desert?
literally charge any of you for manufacturing a
But
machine
he
gun
said he
for
talks to him
simply having
every
a
day.
picture of an M16 on your phone or something like
Doesn't
that.
have his number. Website is
So
still
I
up.
think that
So what he said there is he has his number. He calls him a lot, but he doesn't remember it. So the guy got arrested, right? And the guy didn't remember this guy's phone number. That's why he didn't call him. I mean, how many phone? I know every time I ask this, somebody's like, I didn't remember every phone number I ever heard. But a lot of people don't remember phone numbers now because it's in your phone, right? I don't know. I just recently kind of learned my wife's phone number, to be honest. So there you go. If you have nothing to hide, why do you care? I don't know. Because I have a right to privacy. The website is still up. Yeah. I'm going to keep an eye on that one for sure. Scandal worsens for Cuomo after the altered count of nursing home deaths. Top aides to Cuomo altered the state health department report to obscure the true number of people killed by the sniffle 19 in the state's nursing homes. The aides include the secretary to the governor, Melissa DeRosa, pushed state health officials to edit the July report so only residents who died inside long-term care facilities and not those who became ill there and later died at the hospital were counted. Well, we knew that. That's like, we were talking about that last summer. The newspapers reported citing documents and people with knowledge of the administration's internal discussions. The report was designed and released to rebuke criticism of Cuomo over a March 25th directive that barred nursing homes from rejecting recovering sniffle patients being discharged from the hospitals. Some nursing homes complained at the time that the policy could help spread the sniffles. The report concluded, though, that the policy played no role in spreading the sniffles. The state's analysis was based partially on officials' acknowledged at the time was an imprecise statistic. The report says 6,432 people had died in the state's nursing homes. State officials acknowledged that the true number of deaths was higher because of the exclusion of patients who died in hospitals, but they declined at the time to give any estimate of the larger number of deaths, saying that the numbers were still needing to be verified. The Times and the Journal reported that, in fact, the original drafts of the report had included that number, but more than 9,200 deaths until Cuomo's aide said it should be taken out. State officials insisted Thursday that the edits were made because of concerns about accuracy, not to protect Cuomo's reputation. While early versions of the report included out of the facility's deaths of the Sniffles Task Force was not satisfied that the data had been verified against hospital data, and so the final report used only data for in-facility deaths, which was disclosed in a report, said the Department of Health spokesman Gary Holmes. Scientists, healthcare professionals, and elected officials assailed the report at the time for flawed methodology and selective stats that sidestep the actual impact of the directive. Cuomo had refused for months to release complete data on how the early stages of the pandemic hit nursing home residents. The court-ordered and state attorney general report in January forced the state to acknowledge the nursing home resident death toll was higher than the count previously made public. DeRosa told lawmakers earlier this month that the administration didn't turn over the data to legislators in August because of worries the information would be used against them by the Trump administration, which had been recently launched a Justice Department investigation of nursing home deaths. Basically, we froze because then we were in a position where we weren't sure if what we were going to give the Department of Justice or what we were going to give you guys, what we start saying was going to be used against us, while we weren't sure there was going to be an investigation, DeRosa said. We don't know which truth to give you. Which truth would you like? What numbers? Well, you want the real numbers or you want these numbers? We made the right Let's see. Cuomo and his health commissioner recently defended the March directive, saying it was the best option at the time to help free up desperately needed beds at the state hospitals. We made the right public health decision at the time, and faced the same facts, we would make the same decision again, Health Commissioner Howard Zucker said February 19th. The state now acknowledges that at least 15,000 long-term case residents died, compared to a figure of 8,700 it had publicized as of late January. That didn't include residents who died after being transferred to hospitals. Interesting. Here, he comes from a political family from Italy. There goes the bloodline. I bet you that fucker wants to be president. I wouldn't doubt it. I don't like seeing Cuomo and Hole in the same sentence. Come Hole. I can't find the arrest record, so it's scuttlebutt for now. It could totally just be him trying to come up with more video material, bro. Maybe. I don't know. You got to have something to bring. He has been promoting that on many, many videos, right? So this video that he now has, right? This came out today and has 4,000 or 5,000. Look, it was at 4,000. Now it's at 5,000. Look how many views that has.
All right.
So yeah, he's getting views. He's at almost 100,000 subscribers. When I looked at him originally, he was like 40,000. So this guy, he does really good. He has his system. I know what he's doing. I know it works for him. I wish I could come up with a way to do it myself, but I have not. All right. And our final one. I don't think that a person would want to be a puppet president. Of course you do, because you still get to say that you're in charge, even if you're not. You might agree to do it after getting yourself in trouble. It's incredible what people do for views, but then again, we do live in this planet. I like the live. I ain't gonna lie. It's a lot more interactive. It's a lot more immediate. Back in the day when I would do a video and I would edit it and all that, I basically was running on the fact that, well, as soon as I upload it, that's when I'm going to have the conversation, right? Then I get comments, and then I can answer those comments, and it's great. Well, doing a live stream, I get those comments immediately, and I can respond to them immediately. Actual videos is a little bit more difficult. I kind of like actual videos. They definitely get more views, I think. But the interactivity, and that's what I really like, because when I would post a video, I'd have to go through all that work of filming it, editing it, uploading it, and then commenting. And the payoff was the comments. And sometimes I would get that payoff, and sometimes I wouldn't. And I'm just saying a payoff as far as the reason that I keep going, right? I don't do this to make a ton of money. I tried that. I've tried that in the past. When I was doing Big Brother was the best time I ever had, right? When I was doing the behind the screens with talking about the Big Brother CBS show, I was getting about $600 a month, easy. If I was still doing that to this day, I'd probably be doing all right. I'd probably be making at least a paycheck, like a minimum wage job. I mean, I put a lot of effort into that, and if I had kept going with it, yeah, I probably would have gotten a lot better, and my audience would have grown and stuff. Instead, I've taken breaks, and I've redefined my channel, right? It's now a gun channel, which means that a lot of people that watch Big Brother ain't going to be interested in that. Some have, and some have stuck around. And for those, man, wow, that's cool. I always love it when somebody comes in that's from the Big Brother days and is still watching, right? But I don't know. As far as the gun community, I don't think I have the it factor in order to do anything with it. Plus, it's really... That's not the community that if you want to make money on YouTube, that is not the one that I would suggest going into, right? Speaking about politics, this side of politics. The other side's fine. Speaking this side of politics and speaking about your constitutional rights or your Second Amendment is not a good way to make money on the internet right now. I would have a lot easier time making money other ways on the internet, including Only Smiles. BLM leaves $60 million unaccounted. Victim's father asks, where's all that money going? The Black Lives Matter organization is under fire from leftist activists who argue the foundation should give some of the more than $100 million it raised last year back to its supporters. Interesting. Michael Brown Sr., the father of the 18-year-old killed in 2015 while charging towards police in Ferguson, Missouri, called out BLM in a press release this week asking, where's all that money going? Ferguson activists want $20 million from the organization to provide mutual aid and programs for the black community, as well as establish a community center in honor of Mike Brown Jr. to serve the community, Brown Sr. said in a press release. We just hope that Black lives in Ferguson still matter to the movement, said the release. We shall see. The criticism follows a recent report that BLM raised more than $90 million last year. Only $8.4 million was spent on expenses, and another $21.7 million was allocated for grants to left-wing activists and local Black Lives Matter groups. Black Lives Matter also said it spent $2 million on election-related funds. That means BLM sat on more than $60 million in unspent money. Several other local BLM branches also demanded accountability from national leaders in regards to spending. To the best of our knowledge, most chapters have received little to no financial support from BLMGN since the launch in 2013. The chapter said in its letter published late last year. It was only in the last few months that selected chapters appear to have been invited to apply for a $500,000 grant created with resources generated because of the organization's labor of chapters, said the letter. This is not the equality or equity and financial accountability we deserve. Wow. That's interesting where that money's going. I am kind of curious. Like, because it's probably not there. It's not in an account just sitting there. I would imagine somebody done spent some of that. And that could be very bad if that is the case. Interesting. No Stinger live to live. Huh? No Stinger live to live. I don't know what that means. Socialists, it's the way to get a good sponsor. You know what? You're probably not wrong, Julian. Okay. See, here's the thing. I don't work at an office job. And the reason I don't work in an office job, I've worked at office jobs before, and I've had them all for about 6 months or less. Because what ends up happening when I get an office job is that I can fake it for only so long. And eventually, the real me comes out, and I get that, what do you call it when Jesus tipped over the tables? That righteous indignation. I get righteous ignorant. I get righteously ignorant, right? The last one that I had, I was up for a promotion to be like not a manager, but like a manager's assistant in an office setting. It's not, something like that, right? And a lead. I think it was a lead. It was called a lead. I was up for that promotion. And then somebody who I was friends with had gotten screwed over by one of the managers. It's been so many years, I don't even remember, right? But it was wrong. They didn't, they were able to do it, but it was wrong to do to this person, I thought. And so I got righteously ignorant. And let's just say I not only did not get the promotion, but the other friend that I had tried to be anonymous. I had sent the letter. I had sent the letter to my manager anonymous, calling it out. And in this letter, I was righteously ignorant, right? And I said a whole bunch of truths. Well, I told one of my friends that I was doing this, and I had gotten advice from this person, right? So I had sent that letter, and not only did I not get the promotion, but the person that did was the person that I had shown that letter to. Guess who was fired soon after? Not only did I not get the promotion that I was up for, but they got rid of me. And they called it some BS. They said that I was fudging my numbers. I forget exactly what I had to do. Basically, I was answering phone calls and I had to provide stuff, right? And there was a certain thing, and they said I was fudging my numbers on one of the things, and that was illegal, or not necessarily illegal, but definitely, you're not supposed to do that. And I never did anything like that. So all I could have thought back in the day is, yeah, they can't fire you because you stood up for your coworker. They're going to fire you for some BS reason. And somehow they were able to do that, and I wasn't able to prove my case, right? So I was just gone. And I wouldn't even be able to prove it anyway, because it wasn't a hearing or anything that I had a chance to defend myself. It was just like, yep, you're falsifying your numbers, and you're gone. Bye. And one of the people that was sitting on that while they were firing me, while they were telling me that I had fudged my numbers, sitting right in my face was my friend who I had confided in about writing this letter about another coworker and defending that coworker. I'm like, wow, you sold out. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I can't prove it. I can't prove it. But I'm pretty sure. Live, not live. Live, not live. I'm messing with you. No, Stinger lives to live, or alive to live. Live to live? Live. Oh, you gotta love the English language, don't you? Yeah, very unethical situation happened in the workforce. Wow, that's wrong. It happens all the time. It happens all the time. There's been many a job that it was, HR, and I haven't had a job in the office setting in a long time. I can only imagine now. I don't think I could wear the muzzle, right? So there'd be that. I can't get a job right there. But even if I did that, this whole being, this sensitivity training, first time I had to go through sexual harassment, not because I sexually harassed anybody, but how you have to go through sexual harassment class. I had a hard enough time keeping that a straight face in there. And now we're going to have sensitivity training. First time we have sensitivity training, I'm fired. I'm immediately dismissed. Here's your box. Get your shit and get out. Oh, you know what, though? One thing that this guy is not doing that he could do, you see his SEO score right here? I use TubeBuddy. This is TubeBuddy. And his score is only at 20. That's not good. He doesn't have a high res thumbnail. He could definitely improve some of this stuff. But, I mean, he's doing well. He's almost got 100,000. And I suppose once you do well, you can forget all that because your channel kind of grows on its own. Mark dies. The Marxists take over American countries. All right,
If you own one of the now out-of-print Dr. Seuss books, which have been canceled by the publisher, never to be reprinted again because some twits on Twitter found some of the illustrations to be culturally insensitive, and you thought you were going to list these rare collectibles on eBay and cash in, well, you would be wrong, because now eBay has banned listing those offensive titles. But they have listings for things like the Anarchist Cookbook, which is a literal bomb-making manual that has been used by terrorist groups like Al-Qaeda and many others around the world for decades. That doesn't violate the terms of service, but those scary and offensive, culturally divisive Dr. Seuss books do.
Oh, because of the Chinese guy with the...
By the way, is just one of numerous kinds of those books, which are available on eBay. Don't order these, by the way. You're going to get on a watch list. You're going to get a knock at the door from the feds. I'm just pointing this out for the hypocrisy of it. A lot of others have pointed out that
you can buy
eBay sells Hitler's Mein Kampf.
What?
And contrasting that with the scary Dr. Seuss books. And Amazon actually,
where's eBay Texas
very
Antique?
Underreported, banned that book last year quietly, but then for some reason reinstated it. And a lot of twits on Twitter have been looking up Dr. Seuss on eBay, and they say, like this moron who responded to me, I can't tell if you're lying or just really stupid. And they linked to some of the search results. Not aware that Dr. Seuss has dozens and dozens of books, and that only the 6 that have been deemed culturally insensitive have been banned. That's where we're at now.
Oh, you didn't know that, Quantum Lotus?
Banned,
Yeah. We did that story a couple days ago.
Used copies,
because they have stereotypes in them.
So
did you see the Chinese guy with the Chinese hat and the
to the underground,
Chopsticks? Eat noodles?
some street corner and sell your
offensive.
Dr. Seuss books. And if you look at the bestseller list on Amazon right now, which at least does allow used copies of those terrible banned books, the top results, the bestseller
Well, there you go.
list
Go on to Amazon
is
and get
all
these books
Dr.
now
Seuss
before you
books,
can't.
showing that
because
people
they're
are
gonna be
tired of this
collectible.
insanity. And look at this.
I want to
have
get a
found
copy
some
of Song of the
terrible,
South.
culturally
I think
insensitive
a
images.
Disney copy of
because
Song of the South would be great. I know they're on
books
VHS.
banned. Oh no! Look at this. This video is probably going to get taken down just for showing these. But this is countervalence. That's what you have to do on YouTube if you're going to show terrible stuff. They'll strike you, but you have to do it's called countervalence, meaning you have to put it in a context that condemns it. So
Oh, okay.
these are terrible,
They are terrible.
awful images, worse than Adolf Hitler.
I don't know what's. Because it's like the northern community, maybe.
And I'm glad that these books have been
To
taken
YouTube,
down.
we're just trying to
And I think
learn
they should
why
be
it
burnt.
is, so that we don't
Next on the
don't.
list of children's
do
books
anything
to be
that,
banned
you know,
is
is
probably
offensive.
the Berenstain Bears for putting out such horrifying and offensive content like this.
All right, so that was enough of that. Anyway, that's all I got for you guys. Make sure to check out the descriptions below if this is your first time. We have all the causes I believe in and support. If you need somewhere to throw your money at for a good cause, I got a couple options down there, including Rally Point Irish. My good friend Irish USMC vet is starting a location in Tennessee where veterans can come and stay room and board free while learning a new life skill like farming, blacksmithing, and gunsmithing. Go check that out. Also, if you want to throw money at my face, there's a whole bunch of different ways to do that. And any money that you send to me, I'm going to send half of that directly to Irish because I do believe in that cause because he's one of my best friends. Other than that, we have all the places you can follow me, so check that out because who knows? I'm still only one strike away. Hopefully I didn't upset the YouTube algorithm tonight. I really tried not to, but if I did and I get striked and my channel gets removed, these are the other places that you can find me if you like this kind of content. I do have Poison Stinger 2. The link for that is in the descriptions below. I am on Gab. I am on DLive currently and will be on DLive on the same channel if YouTube takes me down. So if you watch me on DLive, that's not going to change. You don't have to worry about a dang thing right now anyway. I don't know if that'll change later on or not. Other than that, I'm also on Rumble, which I have tried to upload to, but I haven't succeeded on, and Twitter. Sensitivity Mob, Cultural Insensitivity. Yep, exactly. Exactly. And since it is Friday, let me check my DLive. And let me roll the dice on that. DLive. I don't know. Did anybody get those lemons from the last time? They must have, right? Because there's 4 viewers, and I only got 8.1 in the bank or in that thing. So let me go ahead and add another 50, and then we're gonna roll for it. Distribute the rewards. Let's see if anybody gets these. No idea. But, and I don't know why it takes 21 seconds. Or I guess it's 30 seconds. Mr. Coffee, that racist mother fudger. Is he? Dang it, you made me say the R word, bro. YouTube, I didn't mean to. I was reading chat, and I'm totally not. And I think that Black lives truly do matter more than anybody else. Woot. Yep, there we go. Okay, cool. Luckiest followers, Lotus, Irish, Riddle Girl, even. Lotus got the big one. Irish came in second. Riddle Girl came in third. Awesome. Congratulations. You're so very sorry. No, you're all right. You're all right. All right, guys. Well, we're going to end it there. I'm going to go play some games on Twitch or something. We're not going to be firing up the dragon. I've decided to cancel the dragon on Friday nights. Instead, I'm not going to forget the dragon. We are just going to do Sundays. Sunday gun chats. So my involvement with the dragon for the last 2 weeks, the last 2 Fridays was just me by myself. If I'm going to be on a chat me by myself, I might as well be doing a longer evening catch up on Friday. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just have the Sunday gun chat on the dragon, and we're going to forgo the Friday nights. Okay? All right, guys. Well, until, let's see, next time you can catch me live on this channel, if it's still here, will be tomorrow at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 8 Central, 9 Eastern. That will be for the Patriot Bible Chat. So if you believe in God and you believe in freedom, or you just want to come hang out, that's what we'll be doing. We'll be listening to another Lee Vinden. That will be tomorrow. Until then, though, the next time an evening catch-up will be on will be Monday. I will see you all later. Make sure until I see you next time to keep that family close. Watch out for that government and try to live as free as you can in the tyrannical world we're finding ourselves living in each and every day. Peace.